Check one, two, check one, two. I show 1 minute.
Are we gonna keep the agenda up on the screen, because it's giving nice light?
Yes, it will stay on the screen until we show the map.
I like this lighting better for how I look on my camera. It's a little more forgiving. Right. Right? I'm happy with this. Yeah, this is good lighting.
Okay, we may not have light. Yeah, perfect.
Are we good?
I do show 9:30.
Okay, good morning. I'm echoing back in somebody's. Okay. We will call the regular board meeting of the Western Municipal Water District and the Western Municipal Water District Facilities Authority to order today, January 7th at 9:30 a.m. And Ms. Ford, may we have roll call, please?
Thank you, good morning. Director Gardner,
I am here.
Director Torres,
Here.
Director Dinstedt, Director Risby.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning, President Roten.
And I also am here. Good morning.
Good morning, President Roten, you do have a quorum today.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to invite Robert McClure, Operations Technician 1, Operations Mechanical Services Department, to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and your time here at Western?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Robert McClure. I'm Operations Tech 1, Mechanical Services. I've been 7.5 months with the district so far. So a short time, but been a lot of enjoyable time and looking forward to my future with the company. So,
Very good.
will everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Okay, we'll move into the public comment section of the meeting. Do we have any public comments today, Ms. Ford?
We do not. I've had no request to speak in the room, and I received no written comments.
Okay. And we will move to the consent calendar, which is approval of the minutes of the December 17th, 2025 regular board meeting. If there are no questions, may we have a motion to?
I'll second.
Did you get those? Okay. All right, and may we have the roll call vote when you're ready?
Director Gardner,
Aye.
Director Torres,
Yes.
Director Dinstedt,
Aye.
Director Risby,
Aye.
President Roten.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to item 6. Mr. Miller, do we have any items to be added to the agenda?
There is nothing to add today.
All right. Moving to item 7, action agenda A, authorize execution of memorandum of understanding with Harupa Community Services District for temporary assignment and purchase of water produced from the Chino Basin Desalter Authority.
All right, this item went to committee Monday, so you all got to hear it, but we need the board to hear it all together and the public to hear it. Josh is going to present this for us this morning.
Okay.
Good morning, President Roden, Board. Happy New Year. This item is a request to authorize execution of a memorandum of understanding with the Harupa Community Service District for a temporary assignment of purchase of Western's Chino Basin Desalter Authority water allocation. At a high level, this is a continuation of a long-standing regional partnership that allows Western to ensure beneficial use of its CDA supply while we complete a broader evaluation of how to best integrate the supply into our overall system over the long term. As the board is aware, Western and JCSD have worked together for many years on CDA-related agreements, and JCSD has consistently been a collaborative and reliable partner. Their willingness to coordinate operations, support system flexibility, and work through evolving conditions has been instrumental in making arrangements like this successful. The proposed MOU essentially serves as a bridge arrangement to continue while Western evaluates opportunities to enhance conveyance and operational flexibility across our distribution system and key interconnections. That analysis, together with other potential operational improvements, will take time to fully evaluate, scope, coordinate, and implement. During that planning period, this MOU ensures that Western CDA allocation continues to be put to beneficial use, and CDA production and financial obligations remain stable. Key terms of the proposed MOU include JCSD would purchase up to Western's full CDA allocation of 3,534 acre-feet per year. The water price is based on Western's published CDA rate of $1,098 per acre-foot for fiscal year 25-26, with annual adjustments following the CDA budget adoption. The initial term is for 2 years, January 2026 through December 2027, with up to three one-year administrative extensions through 2030. The MOU also includes mutual emergency contingency provisions, allowing either agency to reclaim or provide CDA water during supply interruptions consistent with prior agreements. From a financial perspective, sales under this MOU are expected to offset Western CDA costs up to approximately $3.8 million in calendar year 2026, depending on actual deliveries and adopted CDA budgets. Staff is requesting the Board of Directors authorize the General Manager to execute the MOU with JCSD for the temporary assignment and authorize the General Manager to administratively execute annual extensions as provided for in terms of in the MOU. JCSD joined us for our committee. Unfortunately, is not able to participate today. This item did go to their committee on Monday and get full support and is scheduled for their board a consideration on Monday. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Great. Do we have any questions on this item? Comments?
Move to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Whenever you're ready for a roll call vote, please. Oh, wait, any public comments?
No public comment.
Okay, thank you.
Director Gardner.
Aye.
Director Torres.
Yes.
Director Denstedt. Director Risby.
Aye.
President Roten.
Yes,
Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
okay, thank you. We'll move to item B, increase project budget and award a professional services contract for the Markham Street waterline relocations. Mr.
All right, thank
Miller?
you. Derek Kwai is going to present this. We talked about this also on Monday at committee. We're taking advantage of an opportunity to relocate a pipe as other public works are being done in the same street. So Derek's going to brief the board on what our ask is.
Good morning. The Markham Street Waterline Relocation Project is required due to Riverside County Transportation Department storm drain and roadway improvement project between Roosevelt Road and Wood Road. Because the county holds prior rights within the project corridor, Western Municipal Water District is obligated to relocate the affected facilities. Within approximately 4,000 linear feet of the project limits, Western has 3 existing water lines ranging from 14 inches to 30 inches in diameter that must be relocated due to horizontal and vertical conflicts with the county's planned improvements. The design effort will resolve these conflicts and evaluate opportunities to improve system reliability within this older section of Western's retail and recycled water system. This item was previously reviewed by the Engineering Committee, Engineering Operations and Water Resources Committee, and that was in December. At that point, the committee recommended that the board approve that project. At the Engineering Committee about 2 days ago, I reported on a revision in the scope since the December committee meeting. Staff refined the project scope to also include relocation of an existing above-ground pressure-reducing valve. This PRV does not directly conflict with the storm drain improvements, but it was already identified as a future capital improvement project. And including the PRV relocation in this effort avoids a separate future construction project and provides for additional efficiencies. The addition of the PRV increased the HDR design contract for this item by $41,700. which is reflected in the recommended total design budget of $283,700. Staff is recommending a sole source professional services contract with HDR Incorporated in the amount of $207,900 for the design and bidding support services. HDR is already under contract with the county as the designer of the roadway and storm drain improvements, and using the same consultant ensures coordinated design, consistent assumptions, and reduced risk of construction conflicts and change orders. Design is anticipated to be completed in the last quarter of 2026. Once the design is complete, staff will return to the board with engineering's construction cost estimates and a reimbursement agreement with the county, and will request to amend the project budget at that time for the construction phase. So this concludes my presentation on this item, and I'm happy to address any questions.
Okay, do we have any questions or comments?
I have no questions, but as Derek pointed out, this is an efficiency measure. It's something we have to do anyway, and we can save some money for our ratepayers by combining the two projects, so I move approval.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second whenever you're ready for a roll call.
And we have no public comment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Director Gardner,
Aye.
Director Torres,
Yes.
Director Denstedt,
Aye.
Director Rizvi,
Aye.
President Roten.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, directors.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move to item C, election of board officers, discuss appointments to committees and board assignments. And before I bring it up to the board for discussion, are there any public comments?
There are not.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Madam
What-
President, if I may, I would like to make a motion to elect our current officers to their same positions for the coming year, and to reaffirm the appointment of the general manager as deputy secretary treasurer.
And I'll take those motions. President Roten, do you want to forego presentation of the item?
Well, it looks like maybe Mr. Miller and Mr. Ballinger might be having something to say about the items.
Only if the board wishes. I mean, you've done this before, so.
We've done this before,
Are
and
we
a
good
couple
to go?
years ago, we started doing a 2-year rotation, which has worked out really nicely, and it's very consistent, and I don't see any reason at this point. It's been better that way than it has the other way, and so I see no reason to not just complete our 2-year cycle and go forward with the second year. So I don't
Okay. We
know
have
that there's
a
a big
motion and a
discussion.
second. If there aren't any other comments or questions from the board, I think we're ready to vote.
Director Gardner,
Aye.
Director Torres,
Yes.
Director Denstedt,
Aye.
Director Rizvi, President Roten.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
And I just wanted to clarify for the record that those officer positions are both for the district board as well as for the facilities authority that's on the agenda today. So just for the record.
Yes.
Thank you.
And if it pleases council, my second was for exactly that, and I'm sure that the mover of the motion was also for that.
We do still need to take that item separately.
Okay.
Ah, okay, which is the next item. Okay. So we will move on to, well, before we move on, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate my colleagues' confidence in, not just in myself as role of president, but in the election of these officers and our board in general. And I love to be able to tell people that I serve on a board that respects each other and supports each other. So I really appreciate that very, very much. Okay, item 8, Western Municipal Water District Facilities Authority action agenda item. And let's see, affirm board members and officers of the Western Municipal Water District Facilities Authority. Now, do Mr. Miller or Mr. Ballinger wish to say anything?
Mr. Ballinger and Mr. Miller have the same comments as we did on the last item. Whatever the board would like to do.
Although if I could please add, sorry for the interruption, that this also is affirming General Manager Craig Miller.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Yeah, no,
That's fine.
all good.
Okay,
Are you ready?
we're ready whenever you are.
And no public comment here either.
Oh, thank you.
Director Gardner,
Aye.
Director Torres,
Yes.
Director Dinstead,
Aye.
Director Risby,
Aye.
President Roten.
Yes,
Thank you. The motion carries 5-0.
okay, thank you. Okay, we'll now move into reports. We have General
Okay.
Counsel, oh,
I'm
did
sorry.
you want to do the picture first?
We would like to take a photo while the lights are still on.
Oh, those two lights, okay, yes, all right.
of us?
The new officers.
The new officers.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Actually, the whole board can come down.
good, yeah,
The whole board can come down if you would come down.
definitely.
Do we
Okay.
actually want to
Oh,
try it
we
in the
have
dark
three.
room, or we
We
want to
have
move
three
it to the
We
lights.
do
lobby?
both, but right now, we'd like to try to get a photo in front of the dais.
Okay.
Okay,
If-
Our
if-
photographer will let us know if the lighting will work.
Yeah.
And he's magic
Pretty
with
good at this.
all right,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and I'm mentioning that I think this lighting on our little monitors is much more flattering than the other lighting that we've had,
Board president,
so I appreciate it.
if you want the lights off. I just need a light so I can read.
Okay. Now we will move on to the General Counsel report. Mr. Ballinger. Do you have a report, Mr. Ballinger, for
I'm
item
sorry.
8? That's
I
okay.
do not.
Okay.
Thank you.
I know, this light thing is just throwing it all off today, so, but I don't know, it's kind of fun. All right, and
I have a quick question for the General Counsel. Just, we received the Brown Act.
Yes.
Very, very nice. It's very nice.
Some very thorough amendments to the Brown Act, yes.
But I just had a question about, I know there was new amendments on the teleconferencing portion. Just wanted clarification on it. Like, I could read that 100 times and still not understand it, so.
So the amendments to the Brown Act do two things. One is it opens up teleconferencing, which, for the public, as opposed to teleconferencing by board members, which
We
Western
already
is
have.
already doing.
Okay.
So we're ahead of the game in that regard. it does kind of simplify and streamline some of the processes for board members who wish to teleconference in terms of reasonable accommodations if board members are sick or encountering medical issues that prevent them from being at board meetings. It's easier to allow the board members to teleconference in. So if the board would like us to kind of focus in on those issues and bring back a summary of those issues specifically as they relate to the board's policies, because I remember a couple of years ago, we kind of amended our policies in light of the Brown Act and the changes on teleconferencing. We can certainly do that and either bring it to a committee, or if you wish us to bring it to the board, we can do that as well.
Just anything that might impact us. The only thing that I remember seeing was that, and that's why I'm clarifying, that notice wasn't required anymore, like outside of your door. But maybe I misread that or misunderstood it.
For teleconferencing, under the new provisions for a reasonable accommodation, yes, it's not required. If we stick with the old kind of original teleconferencing, then we still do need to do the noticing.
We as a board, if we stick with that.
Correct.
That's what you're saying? Okay.
Right, and
not
if I
interested.
could add that, a couple of years ago, when we did discuss this, the board voted to stick with the original Brown Act rules. So all of those posting requirements are still in play. So if the board does want to revisit that, then general counsel can arrange.
No, but it is good to know which one is the one that we're upholding, right? So we don't
Right,
assume
which-
that it's
what
the
our
new
standard is,
California
right.
law,
No,
right?
Right, what our standard is. So maybe it is something good for us to have a conversation about if we
Definitely.
want to make a change or not.
I don't know if we need to,
Because AB 2449 is sunsetted, right? Correct? So,
In large part, a lot of the complexities of AB 2449 have gone away, and that was the reason why Western, as well as a lot of other public agencies, decided not to go with the newer, updated teleconferencing. So it might be worth looking at if the board wishes to. Again,
to
either
have that discussion.
Maybe
Because
for me, it's
Met
just
uses AB 2449, so now it's going to change everything with Met. But we're talking about a 6-county thing. We're talking about 38 people and a lot of different circumstances. So yeah, so I mean, I would support a discussion to talk about, if the highlights of what the changes were and how
highlights
they
and what
affect us.
does and doesn't apply to us.
Okay.
And then decide as a board what we're going to do, which rule we're going to play by. So
Okay,
we're not
I'll-
flip-flopping,
I'll work with staff and we'll bring something back either to a committee or the board.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
I
works.
think if possible, I'd prefer it at the board level because it's just more people sign on to watch the meetings, and so it might help to get that information out publicly even better. Not that they can't watch a committee meeting, but it seems
Accessible.
more
Well, no, for
likely
sure,
that
and then
they
we
would
can
watch
take
a
an
board
official
meeting.
action, so we all know exactly
Yeah.
what we're
like
holding
agendize
us
it.
to,
Yeah,
right?
We
Yeah,
can't change our regulations without a board action.
right. Right,
Yes.
That is correct.
right.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
okay,
So
perfect.
did we give clear enough direction for
I
that?
think so.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
As clear as I am with the Brown Act.
Then we'll move on to the general manager and staff reports. Mr. Miller.
All right. Happy New Year. It's good to be back at work again. We took a deep breath over the holidays and got our energy back again as a staff to get back. We had a fantastic 2025, and I'm really optimistic about what this team out here is going to be able to pull off for this year. So we're super excited. There's a lot of things going on. Busier than ever. As successful as you are, it never seems to eliminate the list of
Yeah.
to-dos.
Doesn't go.
It just seems to get bigger.
Yeah.
We had a great kind of wrap up to the year. I appreciate the board members that were able to make it to the employee appreciation event. Thanks to Candy Judd leading the events committee, and the events committee just putting a huge amount of effort and thought into that event, and it's really great, and giant turnout from our staff, and they really enjoyed it. So thank you for coming and enjoying that with us.
First one I've missed in 20 years.
Oh,
Well, it was the best. I'm not saying there's a
I was
coincidence
just
there
gonna
or
say
anything.
that.
Also, on the 18th of December, we did a legislative briefing and tour for legislative staffers. Michael did a nice job of pulling together that event. It went great. The tour went great. Really engaged conversations with the staffers, which is really nice. They asked a lot of questions, really interested in what's going on out there on the water side and the wastewater side. Michael and I are talking yesterday about how to grow the event in the future even bigger. So
Nice.
that was good. We'll look forward to continuing that. One operational highlight that kind of flies under the radar screen, maybe for the board, but the ops team and the finance team and the engineering team certainly pay attention to this. But you know, we lease water rights in San Bernardino Basin. We wheel water through Riverside system into our system, and every year we have a goal of making sure we maximize wheeling every drop of those rights that we pay for. And so just want to report that we did it.
Oh, nice.
We were able to deliver everything. And then we also, on top of that, we are able to purchase with surplus water from RPU on top of our water that they wheel for us. And so we try and move all of that also. So we had a great year doing both of those things. And that water is less expensive than Metropolitan, so every drop of that water saves us a more expensive drop somewhere else. So it's great for our budget and great for our customers.
Mr. Miller, without going into a huge detailed report, does that water go to any particular place or multiple places? or-
That water goes into our retail service area. And
Oh, okay.
there's a couple of different connections. We added another connection also, so there's 3 connections now to be able to help move that water so that RPU, you know, we're you know, at the mercy of RPU's operations. And so the more options that we have to move water through their system, that helps us. You know, if they're doing some sort of maintenance project on one part of their system, then we would get shut off. You know, the way the agreement works is they're always a priority over us, which is their system. It should be that way. So we've created more options so that we can still take water, and that worked very well this year. We reached our goal, which is really important. I had a very nice dinner last night with the new general manager at Metropolitan, Shivaji Deshmukh. So great to it was his second day on the job, so
Oh.
it was great to kind of hear his strategies on what he wants to accomplish and how he wants to accomplish and what he's going to prioritize. So it was really fun. Dan Denham from Water Authority joined us, and Joe Mawad from Eastern. So we all have a long working relationship, so it's great to see that continuing. We kind of finished off the year working, you know, SB 72 passed. The next step of SB 72 is working with DWR to implement that. So we continued that. I sent off my suggestions. They're only suggestions. DWR is going to select the advisory committee that was required under the law, under SB 72. We're very fortunate that DWR is asking for our input on that. And so we submitted that, and that was received. And there's already some discussions with the DWR staff about that. So starting off in a good position, and that's going to move fairly quickly. Joel Metzger is in charge of that at DWR, and he wants that advisory committee kind of up and running in February. So I don't know if he can pull that off. More power to him if he can do that. Their process of how to select people might be complicated, but he's very motivated to get that going, which is great to hear from DWR. And he's been a real lightning rod of activity trying to move this along. So,
Craig, in light of the fact that you have a performance objective of sitting on that committee given to you by us, would there be benefit in a letter from the board president to DWR supporting whatever comments you have made?
let me think.
Or other political solutions. In other words, is he solely at is it solely at his discretion, at Joel Metzger's discretion to do those appointments, or is it going to incorporate other decisions because there's might be phone calls of others that we could make as a political deal.
The decision on the makeup of that committee, who's on it, how it's structured, is solely at the discretion of DWR. And so they will decide how it's structured and who's on it. Let me think about the politics of that. I would share that we're probably in a pretty good position. I don't
would
appreciate the board giving me a PMO that I have no control over. But our relationship with DWR is stronger than it's ever been, and we're very much in a partnership position on this. So let me
Yeah.
get back to the board on that.
Or just, I don't think it takes board approval if it's helpful. I think the president could do that on her own.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just something I think we ought to think about. If it's beneficial, I'd like to see us do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Think about that.
And I don't have a problem with that.
The last thing I want to talk about is we're gearing up for CMUA Capital Day, which is coming up. It's a really, really nice event. The best thing about it is CMUA does a nice job of pulling in some really key energy and water specialists for the morning. They do half a day of presentations with representatives of the legislature or representatives of key committees. And then the second half of the day, we'll walk the hallways and talk water. So looking forward to that event. And that's all I have to talk about today.
Okay. Love it. All right. We will, thank you, Mr. Miller. We will move into director's comments and requests with our reports from our different agencies, starting off with SAPA.
SAPA did not meet this week. They canceled their first meeting of the year. They will meet in 2 weeks from yesterday. A committee of Heather Dyer from Valley District and the board representative from Valley District and myself and SAPA's GM are going to sit down early next week and go through proposals for the consultant to do the, come on, brain, strategic plan, and that, excuse me, we will make a recommendation to the board next month, and hopefully they'll take an action. That's it for SAPA.
And you guys got a party coming.
Oh, yeah, there is a party coming up. 50th anniversary, and so, yeah, it is 22nd.
Crestmore Manor.
Should be a fun event.
All right. Metropolitan Water District.
We meet Monday, Tuesday,
Okay.
coming up. And, well, I know,
Next week.
thank God, no. But on the other side of it, as general manager has informed me, along with staff that will be playing a key role in this, we're getting ready to go into the budget discussions. So I'm going to have quite a few months of jam session on the budget, what we're looking at to pass the new biennium coming up. So that, the last time, if you recall, when I discussed the budget, it was a 12,000 page plus document.
That's it?
Yeah, little light reading, You know, so we're getting geared up because there's some challenges. We've got obviously some budget concerns. There's some gaps and some funding problems that we've got there. We need an additional staff in engineering and a couple of other spots that Metropolitan is looking at for FTEs to add to the staffing and take off the workload. And just so there's going to be some juggling and some talking and how that's going to ultimately affect rates going forward on a variety of different things. So more to come on that, but it's going to be several months of work that's going to be put into that. And I appreciate staff, our CFO taking time to meet with other CFOs and to meet with the CFO up at Metropolitan to have discussions, because I know those are coming up, and there's going to be a lot of negotiating that's going to go forward with that team and any participation. And it'll be interesting to see the process with a new GM up at Metropolitan and how it's all handled and how it's delivered to us. So I'm sure there's going to be a couple tweaks here and there. So more to come. But yeah, I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
You're re-energized.
There it is.
Okay, Director Gardner, the Chino Basin Water Master.
Okay, at the December meeting, they did approve interim assessments of water produced by those who produce water. That's what funds the operations of Water Master. It's interim because of the appellate court decision that said we have to go back and make some changes in how assessments are made. That is not completed yet, so they're doing about roughly 6 months' worth of assessments based on last year, and they'll have to come back to, when they finalize the order of the court, then we'll redo it for the complete year. And that was pretty much it for Water Master.
Okay. CDA meets tomorrow, so I will attend that. RICRA.
Met in December, and now we're gonna meet in February, because it's
Okay. Wasn't there a special meeting though? I thought they called a special Zoom meeting.
Yes. I don't have the
Next
information.
week. I
Next
think
week,
it
it's
is.
just one
I can't remember what the date is, but,
Let me see in my phone. It will be short. Just a one agenda item.
okay, Zoom. Okay, and how about WRCOG?
WRCOG, we were dark Monday, and we have our strategic planning and workshops scheduled for Friday. So the board and alternates and other decision makers will be involved in that. We're going to look at our planning process, our strategic plan. There may be some tweaks to the bylaws to reflect new laws and obligations and different things that we have. So those will be a discussion that we'll have at that. We're going to talk about General Assembly in our planning, because there's, costs are increasing, but our membership dues and other things are not sufficient to cover that. So we're going to talk about a variety of different topics at that workshop. So I look forward to participating in. It's a half-day workshop, starts at 9, we'll be finished by 1, and it'll be a good time had by all. So there we go.
And by all.
Hardly
It
wait.
will be a good time.
Or else.
And that's a public meeting, right? So if,
It's-
or is it? Well-
It is a posted meeting, however, we are not offering a Zoom option at this meeting. It has to be an in-person attendance.
Okay. Sarah,
SRAM is gonna meet in March. It's
someday. They're
yes,
gonna meet
it's March.
someday.
It's March. We
Okay.
met in December.
That's
so,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. And how about Aqua?
Aqua, we do have a board meeting scheduled at the end of the month.
Okay.
Not sure what the date is, like the 29th, something like that, yeah. So we'll be discussing our programming for the year, talk about what we're looking at for a gathering, an information session. We want to hear from the membership, what our outreach, what our communication is going to be for our plan for the year, and then talk about program coming up for spring conference, which will be in Sacramento this year.
Okay. All right. With that, we'll move to director comments. Director Torres?
Yes, I have a few. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all had a great Christmas and a Happy New Year and happy holidays in general. I want to take a chance to congratulate our current/new board officers. But congratulations. I mean, it was a beautiful year. So I'm excited to see what 2026 brings. And thank you for your leadership, directors Torres. I mean, oh my God,
My pleasure.
directors Roughton and Risby. Thank you, and Denstead. Thank you for your service. I have to give a quick Aqua update. Since I left the last board meeting, you know, I had a professor that would call it a data dump, and that is what happens to me. But overall, Aqua was, for me, very busy. I drove back and forth every single day, but I got to see the breakfast, the first keynote speaker. And you know what? I have notes because I knew this was going to happen too. But I did get to see that keynote speaker, that first breakfast, and he was amazing. One of the breakout sessions that really stood out to me was the attorney breakout session, where they talked about how to handle Prop 218 versus AB 2257. And as well as responses for vital to make sure they have success in litigation. That was one that really that I learned a lot, and I'm glad I'm not an attorney because the energy in the room was so sad. But
Wait, it was sad?
it was
like
just
law school.
They talked so quiet. Everyone talked so quietly, and I was like, I felt like I was in detention. But I learned a lot. My sister's an attorney, and all I do is make attorney jokes, so she would have laughed, I think. at this. But no, I did learn a lot. So thank you for the opportunity to attend Aqua. I know that it's hard for me to come back and forth on all of those things, but I do learn a lot, and I really enjoy the time that I get to spend with you all outside of off this dais. Also, the Little Lake tour during the water task force was amazing. I think it was very well planned. And if I'm wrong, we want to thank Michael Hadley. I'm pretty sure he put it together. Michael Hadley, it was, again, seamless. We showed up, we got there, we all survived, and we all got back for lunch, and it was really good. So really happy that I was able to I also learned a lot during that tour. The state of the county was, it was far, but it was good. It was
Really far.
I know the county has very ambitious goals, so it was good to see, and, you know, I know Western is a key partner to a lot of those things, so glad we could be there.
People there.
Oh,
It
wow.
was, yes, it
Wow.
was, yes.
What was our,
Okay, so, question, did they do any of that so we could watch a video presentation, or is it posted, do you know, did they show
I
that?
don't know if they,
Recorded any of it?
I don't know if they recorded
I
it,
didn't think-
but there are videos
Okay,
you might want to watch.
Yeah.
There are videos
People
about
posted
the
video,
state of the
but
city.
It was.
Okay.
It was
all right.
But I mean, I think and I don't want to put more work on you, Craig, but I think it would be worth having Jeff Van Wagenen come present his Rivco 1 vision. Like I said, I know we are huge, we're partners with the county. We do great work with the county. So maybe we don't need to do that, but it would be worth watching it. I've seen it obviously as an employee. I got to see it at the State of the County, and it is ambitious, but something that it's worth being a partner in my opinion. And he's very passionate about his plan. So, and then that's it. Those were all my updates. I'm glad to be here. Happy 2026.
All right.
Alrighty. Well,
Director Risby?
Happy New Year, and I just wanted to make a comment. The RICRA Board of Directors special meeting is on January 22nd, 3 p.m. It's a Zoom meeting, and it's a public meeting, and it's just one action item on there.
Great.
Okay. And other than that, hope everybody had happy holidays, and now we are back to work and looking forward to working with President Laura, and, Director Denson, and Director Mike, and Director Doris. So thank you. We have lots of work coming up, and we're ready and excited to go. So thank you. That's about it.
All right. Director Denstead, did you have any comments?
just a couple of comments. Also, Happy New Year. I'm glad that I got this huge break, and, you know, for me, it was such a joy to be able to actually spend 10 uninterrupted days with my kid.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, Mom was in hog heaven for that. and got to just have a really good time over Christmas break, and it was a much-needed break. So I'm really excited about that. CRUA was very interesting. If I didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about it the last time, although I went as a Met director for CRUA, which is the Colorado River Water Users Association. It's the 7 states and the country of Mexico that are a part of that, along with 22 tribes along the Colorado River, and the negotiations. The new deadline that's scheduled for Valentine's Day for settling stuff and coming to agreements and things. So
we can all show the love.
right, right. So
There's no love.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, so
No love there?
I don't know that people were 100% optimistic that they were going to make this goal in this timing. I certainly know that there's a lot of folks that really want to try to do that. A number of the Met directors also attended that for us to be able to be a part, because obviously Metropolitan has a huge stake in the game and are big negotiators at the table with that. Bill Hastingcamp is our guru of all things Colorado River. He is the Colorado River water manager for Metropolitan. And there was a really interesting presentation. There was a guy that was a professor, I believe, out of Arizona State University. And I got to remember his name. That's in a program somewhere. He gave kind of an interesting history over the river, the addressing, and I'll tell you, as an attorney, as a professor, as a law guy, as a thing, he was very entertaining. He knew how to engage a crowd. That crowd was not like they were in detention.
Oh, really?
So, and he was, we could have listened to him, and I'd wish he had been given a little bit more time in his presentation, because he really was fascinating in how he did this whole presentation of kind of where the steps were and what key matters were and why these things were, and the fight that happened, and how the governor of the state of Nevada did this Navy to address this thing, and the Parker Dam and the whole bit. I mean, it was really fascinating to listen to a lot of this stuff, because you get different facets from people that tell you different pieces of history and what really interests them and what resonates with them. So a lot of stuff going on. We're obviously very hopeful, but it's a huge education. It's a hugely attended conference. You can imagine this. They hold this in Vegas because it's probably the big venues that could accommodate a group and a crowd that's coming in from 7 different states. So lot of talks and a lot of information and a lot of hallway meetings that you think Aqua has hallway meetings and discussions. Boy, there's a lot of that going on up at CRUA. So I was really happy to attend that and get some more information as we move forward to try to make some of our presence known in that negotiation. So really excited about that. And I was very sad because I was at CRUA, my very first missed employees recognition event after 20 years of sitting on this board. That really made me sad. I'm sorry that I missed it. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I hope I never have to miss another one again. So, and blame CRUA. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Director Gardner.
Couple things. I did get to go to the employee recognition dinner, and or lunch. It was really a good event, and I just want to say how deserving our staff are. Those of you in the room now, I see, fairly frequently, but I saw people that I only see at that event, and some that if it wasn't that event, I would have no idea they were a Western employee. They're pushing 170 of you now, and I'm really proud of the work you do. Craig mentioned how good a year last year was and how the to-do list for this year grows. It's because we haven't ever developed a to-do list you can't do. So we will keep pushing you, I think. But I think this board is committed to making sure that we have the staff capabilities and the staff numbers and the depth of field in the staff to be able to get the work done without burning you out. So That's important. I want to congratulate and thank our officers. You did very well last year. I mean, we just sailed through the year, no issues, which is really nice. And I expect this year will be much the same. And just a suggestion, Madam President, we have the committees or the committee assignments to make and the outside agency assignments. I would suggest you do the same thing you did last year and just ask us, do you want any changes? And then perhaps set it for an action at our next meeting.
Okay.
Director Gardner, that is an action item for the next meeting, as is tradition on the board. So you will see that in your board packet, and I will work with President Roten to collaborate with you.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Yes, and that's a great suggestion. If you all, I think the list is in our packet this week, right?
It is.
It is.
So if you would take just a minute to review it and see if there's any changes or questions or suggestions, please would they need to let you know, Tammy, or me?
Either. They
Okay.
can contact you directly, or they can contact me, and I will let you know.
Okay,
You-
either one.
I think usually the president makes a suggested set of assignments to the board, and that's what the board acts on. It either approves it or modifies it. So
Yes.
I think it would be you, Laura, that,
I just wasn't sure
Presents a
if
list.
everyone
we
can
should
email
hear.
me or not like that. I wasn't sure what the rules are. Okay,
It's either or. There are no specific rules as to how it's supposed to be done. Typically, you ask them to contact you. They can do that directly to you or through me or through Craig.
Right.
And then you can make it, your decision about what you
Yeah.
want to do.
perfect.
And we will provide that in the board packet. So Craig and I will work with you before that next meeting.
Okay.
I think you were asking about the Brown Act, if it's okay for all of us to contact
Yes.
her.
I guess as long as
That
we
was-
don't
yeah.
send it to
Yeah.
all.
We're not talking about a decision, we're
Yeah.
talking about what we want.
Right, and you're
Right.
not gonna necessarily copy every board member, so it would be an individual
So,
email
that way.
from you to
Right.
the board president as
Sure.
to what you would like to be doing for the next year.
Okay.
Well, and just a comment and put out there, I'm not seeking any changes, although I've teased that maybe perhaps I'd like to be off as WRCOG, but I think I might be killed if I'm asked to move out of what we got going on right now. So,
I was going to say, at least just not yet. Wow.
but no, I'm fine with everything.
Okay, great, thank you. And I also just want to mention Happy New Year to everyone. I always like January because I feel like you can use that whole month and keep saying Happy New Year all the time. And it's such a positive, it's the start to the new year. I don't do resolutions, but, goals are great, or to-do lists or those kinds of things. And I feel like you can say Happy New Year to people and there's no pushback on anything. There's no possible pushback. It's like, yeah, I'd like a Happy New Year too, kind of a thing. But I too enjoyed some great family time. My new grandson turned 6 months old just a couple days before Christmas. And he is, my daughter calls him Smiley Guiley. He just smiles and smiles and smiles. And when he smiles, his whole face and almost even his shoulders kind of go in with a smile. He's so sweet. So we got to spend quite a bit of time between Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then we had a camping trip right after Christmas. And, I'm already looking at my calendar for what schedules I'm going to have to make it back down to San Diego. But just very, very blessed holiday season and just having all my kids together. I always have said that I think I would, in one regard, I would have been a good pioneer mom because I would have had my kids all have houses on the homestead so that we could all stay within proximity of each other. Now, the rest of being a pioneer woman, I don't know about that. But as far as keeping your family close, it's just so important, and I feel so blessed by all of that. So looking forward to 2026. I don't know why, but I always like even numbers. And so I think 26 will be a good year. And 26 is kind of a favorite number of mine. My birthday falls on a 26, and I don't know, I've just always liked 26. So we'll see what's going to happen this year. But I just want to thank all of you for being such great support and great friends, and just a really strong working board. And it's awesome to serve with all of you. So thank you. Do we have any requests for future agenda items?
No, I think we already had.
The Brown Act review, that would be wonderful. Okay, and with that, Mr. Ballinger, would you like to take us into closed session?
Yes, the board will be meeting in closed session to discuss the one item of litigation that's on the agenda and the one real property negotiation that's listed on the agenda. We will be reporting out, although we don't expect any reportable action.
Okay.
Can we target 10:30 to start closed session? Give you a few minutes? Okay, thank you.
Good, okay. So we will come back into open session, and Mr. Ballinger, do you have anything to report?
Yes, Madam President, members of the board and members of the public, the board met in closed session on the 2 items that are listed on the agenda, and there was no reportable action.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next meeting is Wednesday, January 21st, right here at 9:30. And with that, at 11:55, is that 56? We are adjourned.